See what Israel is doing to reduce its overpopulation of stray cats.
Learn about a cheap way UA students are finding transportation.
And hear how Tucson is keeping the precious stones at the Gem Show safe. All this and more tonight on Wildcast.
Live from the University of Arizona UA TV studio, this is Wildcast.
Welcome to Wildcast. I'm Max Efron.
And I'm Jackie Kent. Thanks for joining us on our first episode of the spring semester tonight. We start tonight with breaking news in the case of a UAPD officer charged with super extreme drunk driving. Tucson police said UAPD Sergeant John McGrath did not have to show up for court today, but his lawyer made an appearance. McGrath was on duty on February 1st when he crashed his patrol car into a wall off Interstate 10 and Speedway. Officials say his BAC was about 2.5 times the legal limit. UAPD is using his car's GPS system to track where else he could have been that night and also who he might have talked to. McGrath is now suspended with pay, and his next hearing will be on March 24th.
The Israeli government is looking to cut down on the country's stray cat population. I visited the country recently and found out what measures are being taken to achieve this goal. Israel has what some call a problem. It is being overrun by cats.
They're just all over.
Estimates range as high as 2 million stray cats. That's one for every 4 people in Israel. They survive on trash and handouts and thrive in Israel's year-round warm weather.
We have a joke in our base that the cats eat better than us because they got like 5 meals a day and things like that.
Unlike in the U.S., where most feral cat populations are managed by killing the homeless animals, Israeli officials have been making a concerted effort to capture, neuter, and vaccinate stray cats and then return them to the location that they were captured.
We're not killing them, but we do prevent them to breed. If you will see a cat that was cutted over here, a small part of it, just to sign them, you know that they have been operated.
Israeli officials have recently devoted nearly $1.3 million to neutering about 45,000 feral cats before June. They hope this will significantly reduce the number of stray cat births for this year's spring breeding season. For Wildcast, I'm Max Efron.
So, Max, you actually saw this firsthand when you went to Israel. You said there's one cat for every 4 people. Is that true?
They're literally everywhere. I was like, everywhere you look, it was amazing. It was too easy to shoot that footage, honestly.
Yeah, it looked like you didn't have to go very far.
No, really not.
That's crazy. Get ready to shine up those cowboy boots. The Tucson Rodeo is back for its 89th year starting this weekend. Gates open at 11 a.m. on Saturday, and the rodeo parade is next Thursday. People from all over the country visit every February to celebrate the traditions of the cowboy at the Tucson Rodeo grounds. You can find more information at TucsonRodeo.com.
Clydesdale horses visited the U of A as part of a promotional performance set up by Budweiser this last Thursday. The 8 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Clydesdales were showcased on University Boulevard before trotting down the street and back. The giant horses were brought from the East Coast to take part in the Crush the Ducks tailgate party, a special event that took place right before the U of A basketball team faced off against the University of Oregon.
The University of Arizona Library is a public building open to anyone, including Tucson's homeless population. Wildcast reporter Chelsea Hemphill took a look at how both sides feel about sharing the space.
According to adzes.gov and college.nice.com, the University of Arizona is home to almost 30,000 Wildcats, and urban areas such as Tucson and Phoenix house over 85% of the homeless population. This means that areas such as the U of A naturally will have many transient or homeless people visiting.
We don't have a policy on homeless individuals. We are a state building, so we're open to the public because we're a state building. We're also a land-grant university, and as such we have to make our resources available to the public. We have to balance that with the needs of the students who are our primary customers, but we do make the resources available.
Here at the University of Arizona Library, only UA students, faculty, and staff members are allowed to come in the library and the ILC after 9 p.m. if they use their CAT cards. The library has a strict code of conduct on how UA students should act when in the library, and this can be found online. They also do thorough security checks from 9 at night to 7 in the morning to make sure that only University of Arizona students are using the facilities at this time and to make sure everybody is abiding by the rules.
I know there are certain parameters since this is a place of higher education. Since I am not a student, you have to be mindful of the priorities here. Some of the general population can be very abrasive.
The homeless and transient population thrives in the city of Tucson because of the optimal outdoor living with the mild winters. The city of Tucson also has a great system for taking care of homeless by providing food, clothing, healthcare, and emergency shelter. Drugs are also cheap and bountiful in this area, and because of the crime, the homeless are usually not hassled by the police.
I actually carry a hand sanitizer because I think it's disgusting that the keyboards are being used by just everybody in general.
The library has 2 different contact options besides calling a librarian when in the library to report a problem. There is the QR codes, which are located in fixed locations, and the online live chat. These options are also anonymous means of making a complaint while in the library. Reporting at the University of Arizona Main Library for Wildcast, I'm Chelsea Hemphill.
Stay with us after the break to hear about a new way students are getting around Tucson.
Hi, it's David Hasselhoff, the Hawk. Get Hawk with UATV. Stay tuned. Don't change the dial.
People may tune out someone they see on a median trying to sell newspapers.
Those extra few hours of having to swipe your CAT card to get in at night might be keeping non-U of A students out of the library.
And while some are traveling to Mexico for cheaper gas, others are forced to pay those high prices at the pump.
Students and parents are always invited to come cheer on the Wildcats.
We'll see you back here next week for another edition of Wildcast.
Welcome back. The weather in Tucson is finally heating up, but will the heat stay? We'll turn over now to weather reporter Shay Sorensen for a look at this week's forecast. Shay.
The high today in Tucson was 75 degrees, and if you think that is hot, just wait for this weekend. A ridge of high pressure to our south will be influencing temperatures starting tomorrow. The high is set at 77 degrees for Wednesday, and by Valentine's Day, temps will be red hot, heating up to a high of 85. On average, Tucson is at 68 degrees this time of year, but we might see record-breaking temperatures. The high for Saturday is 88, and the record is set at 85 for both Friday and Saturday, and we will potentially tie or break the records. The overnight lows for this week will be in the upper 40s to low 50s, so if you want to take your sweetheart stargazing on Friday night, the skies will be clear and it won't be too chilly. By Sunday, the high will drop down to 83, and we should be back in the upper 70s, low 80s by next week. That is all I have for you, Wildcats, and I'll see you next time.
Campus Health Services strives to educate students on making safe sexual decisions. Wildcast reporter Karen Lizarraga took a look at one free weekly program that helps students stay safe.
Rebecca Black made it clear Friday was the best day of the week, but here at the University of Arizona, it's the day to get free condoms on the 3rd floor of Campus Health.
We are just here to promote safe sex, help reduce the incidence of unplanned pregnancies and the transmission of STIs. And we're also here to promote other services that Campus Health has to offer for the students.
According According to the Center for Disease Control, about 20 million people in the United States have the virus. 1 out of 4 young adults between the ages of 15 and 24 contract a sexually transmitted disease every year, many contracting it at the beginning of college. About 80% of sexually active people will contract the virus at some point in their life.
I think it's a good idea that Campus Health gives out free condoms on Fridays because it promotes safe sex and it kind of raises the awareness that there are, bad things that can happen if you don't protect yourself.
Free Condom Friday is open from noon to 2 p.m. every Friday for any U of A student who desires to practice safe sex. So next time you are free on a Friday afternoon, make sure to stop by Campus Health for your free Condom Friday with no catch added. Reporting from the University of Arizona for Wildcast, I'm Karen Lizarraga.
You might not have to worry about your tuition going up in the remainder of your time here at the U of A. A new multi-year tuition plan might be in the works. Governor Jan Brewer called for more stable tuition rates in her recent State of the State address. Though nothing is confirmed yet, UA officials are looking into this plan and hope to get feedback from students. This might become a platform as well for Arizona's other universities.
There's a new website helping students find cheap transportation around Tucson. Wildcast reporter Danielle Carpenter learned how ZimRide is getting students where they need to be.
Many students, especially as freshmen, feel the need to have a car or get a cab to get from place to place. Many are not aware of the multiple programs offered by University of Arizona Parking and Transportation Services. One of the most not known treasures is ZimRide, a carpool site just for students.
You log into it through zimride.arizona.edu, use your UA Net ID, and it's basically a program that takes the place of the old bulletin board where you can sign up for a ride to and from campus, or let's say you live up in Phoenix and you need a ride home for the weekend, you can sign up and find somebody that's heading that way.
Students who sign up for ZimRide this semester are automatically entered into a contest for a free Kindle or a $100 gift card to the bookstore.
I think it's a great idea. Carpooling is always a good idea. Obviously save gas, save money. That's why we're in college, because I don't have a car and I would like to get around, maybe go get some stuff at Walmart.
ZimRide is, it's really a free program. You just have to, figure out how much you're going to pay for the ride and share it with the driver. But it's very inexpensive, and we're finding that, students love it just for that reason.
I think a Kindle sounds pretty nice right about now. Sign up.
Reporting from University of Arizona Parking and Transportation, I'm Danielle Carpenter for Wildcast.
This is actually really great, and I know there are a lot of resources like this on campus too, which is really helpful to a lot of students.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard of a few. There's SafeRide, there's Catran, there's SunTran. I mean, there's some cart that takes disabled or people with disabilities around. So it's definitely a lot of options.
Always a way to get around campus,
Yeah.
which is all that matters. After the break, see how Tucson is keeping the annual Jump Show secure.
UATV 3 UATV 3 When I turn on the TV, I turn it to channel 3, cause they got all the greatest shows that I've been waiting to see. It's entertaining to me, cause it's pertaining to me and all the other Wildcats in the student body. We're broadcasting live to all the residence halls, so all y'all's in the halls, turn your TVs on to channel 3 for Sheezy, so you can see me and all the other happy people down at UATV 3.
It's that time of year again. Tucson's biggest money-making machine is here. It's the Tucson Gem, Mineral, and Fossil Showcase. I went to one near campus to see firsthand not only how it's going to boost the Tucson economy, but also how much impact it has on the gem show vendors. The annual Tucson Gem, Mineral, and Fossil Showcase is in full swing. It features vendors and businesses from all over the world.
It's a giant show, it's world-renowned, so we want to be in on the action.
The Gem Show is expected to bring in nearly $65 million to the local economy. More than 55,000 people are expected to attend the 41 different Gem Show locations across Tucson. Not only is the Gem Show Tucson's biggest money-making annual event, but the vendors here rely heavily on the showcase for a big chunk of their income.
It's probably about 20% or 25% of our yearly income, so just in a matter of a few weeks we can get from $50,000 to $100,000.
Most vendors say they feel their high-end products are secure.
$70 on that one.
Joseph Law has been here for 30 years. He says he's never had a problem leaving his gems and precious stones outside overnight.
I had a bin. I came back from breakfast and there was only one person here taking care of the place and it was missing. And so I called the police and I had motorcycle cops looking for this guy, and it turned out to be my Russian friend down the way.
We have really high security here. A lot of the policemen are coming here. It's not security guards, they're actually policemen, lieutenants and sergeants, and so they're walking the floor constantly.
Reporting from the South Side for Wildcast, I'm Jackie Kent. And don't worry, it's not too late to catch the Gem Show. It runs until February 16th, and we have a list of all the locations on our Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/UATV3.
As always, thanks for tuning in to Wildcast. You can watch us anytime online at uatv.arizona.edu or on our YouTube channel, UATV CH3.
We'll see you here next week for another edition of Wildcast.